Good evening, everyone. My name's Emily Eddington Deely, and it's my honor to be part of the President's Homecoming Gala. Welcome to all of the alumni and friends who are in attendance, as well as those watching from around the world on our video stream. As a 2006 graduate of Monmouth College, it's definitely exciting for me to be part of this historic night. And you might have noticed, but I do have a YouTube channel known as Beauty Broadcast, and that's been my opportunity to share my passion for all things makeup and beauty with people around the world. And it's actually grown to the extent over the past few years that I was able to step away from my job as a news anchor and focus on all things beauty broadcast full time. And the point we're trying to make with this is that video has become perhaps the fastest growing medium online, allowing everyday people like me to share their thoughts and ideas with a broad audience like you. So with that in mind, we wanted to find out what makes Monmouth such a special place. So we reached out to alumni, asking them to share their stories in a video. And here's a short collection of those submissions that we like to call Monmouth Moments.
I have countless memories of Monmouth College, stories that remain in my mind and will remain there forever. Stories that changed my life, experiences that changed my life.
I have many Monmouth moments, whether it was having a deep conversation in the cafeteria, if you can believe it, with some of my friends, or whether it was having a great one-on-one with a professor or a mentor. I have a lot of them.
I had a lot of wonderful experiences at Monmouth, and it really allowed me to come into my own a little bit. I was very introverted going to college. It took me a long time to adapt, to kind of find a group of friends that I was comfortable with, and of course change my major early on. So just kind of finding myself a little bit, understanding what I wanted to be when I grew up, and figuring out the type of person I wanted to be, all happened at Monmouth over my 4 years there.
I tried to think about one moment to share with everyone, just one from Monmouth, and I couldn't do it. Monmouth is the past 10 years of my life. Since I arrived there in August 2003, everything I've done has had something to do with Monmouth.
One of the key factors that my wife and I both recall was the ability to communicate freely with staff and faculty. I think that no matter what the problem was, whether it was classroom related or something else, you could always communicate with, in my case, with coaches or faculty members, and they were always willing to have the time to spend with you.
I came here to play football, and a week into double sessions I was about to quit, and my roommate at the time, Dave Coker, told me to stick it out and said that good things would happen. A few days later, Coach Tiny DeVore came up to me and told me I'd be starting at center the first game, and set me off on a trajectory to start every game, and gave me the confidence I needed to be a leader.
When they had pledging in the second semester, the officees would come over and sing to me, with the new pledges, and I thought that was so fun.
And I was a freshman at Monmouth in the fall of 1956. I pledged Pi Beta Phi and was initiated into the Illinois Alpha chapter in February of 1957. I knew that this was a memory I would have for the rest of my life.
And we arrived there at Quimby House, and it looked gorgeous, and all the tents were set up and people were milling around. And I brought my grandfather over to meet President Haywood. And as many of you may remember, President Haywood is a big guy, and my grandfather is a very little Sicilian man. And so the memory that I have in my mind to this day is President Haywood reaching down and in his great big English hand taking my little Italian grandfather's hand and greeting him warmly and welcoming him to Quimby House and to Monmouth College.
Professor Lemon was always one of my most challenging professors, and I had a class at 7:45 in the morning, which anybody who knows a little bit about me knows still at my age today I'm not a morning person, and he always ended every class at 8:30 in the morning by saying, "Happy day!" And I remember that a lot. But he was very challenging, but taught me a tremendous amount.
I majored in business administration and I minored in political science. But I was able to take so many classes such as philosophy, religious studies, science classes, a wide variety of classes that truly helped me to be a well-rounded person.
Being a small college is a tough business to be in now. You know, you've got to compete with a lot of people. So and the alumni are an important part of keeping this place going.
I think having a very active, supportive alumni network is one of the true strengths of the college.
Anything that you find on a major campus you can find here. The only difference is that you can get involved personally here. You're not just a number, that you're an individual.
Monmouth College was great because it really provided me with a small, nurturing environment that truly allowed me to thrive. You know, a lot of larger schools you can get lost in the mix, and that wasn't the case with Monmouth. There was always somebody there to make sure that you're up to speed and make sure that you're working to your full potential.
You get to know everybody in your class. At least you know their name. You may not know them well, but it's a relationship that you can dial them up on the phone 40 years later and they'll go, "Hi, Wendell."
And the fact that I'm a fourth generation to go to Monmouth, and I've seen every generation in my family come out with lifelong friendships from Monmouth. It's a place that, you know, doesn't just get you ready for a career, but gets you ready for a very successful life.
It's like they say, it was great and still is great to be a Scot.
Hands down, they were some of the best years of my life. And I'm very grateful for the time that I did have there.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. Monmouth means a lot to me. I appreciate the time that I had there, and I appreciate the time I get when I get to go back. So again, it's not just one moment. Monmouth is more than that, and I think that's how it's supposed to be.
And anytime we beat Knox was always a special moment.